Hi, Missy K, the Book Fix here. Today my review is of Tempt the Stars. There we go. Tempt the Stars by Karen Chance. And this is the sixth book in the Cassie Palmer series. So once again, there will be some spoilers for the previous books in the series. This book, I really enjoyed the first several books in the series. And then they got kind of annoying, but there was just enough that was awesome in them that I continued to read. And the last book, through most of it was, the fifth book, I should say, through most of it, I was really annoyed with Cassie almost the entire book. But there were just enough hints that I decided, okay, I'm going to read the next one. What is annoying about Cassie Palmer? What do I find so annoying about Cassie Palmer? Well, first of all, she has this great office, this important office that she holds in the supernatural community, right? She's the Pythia. And I know that she wasn't trained for it and all of that, all of those excuses, but she keeps letting herself be protected too much, to have too much that's not told her, she lets other people just decide things for her, and she never seems to know what's going on. And I know that that's kind of a way to make the reader discover things along with her, but there's a point where you go, Cassie, what are you doing? Like the sassy gay friend, what are you doing? And it's because she needs to just own the power and demand things. That's, if she's expected to save the world and do all of these other big things, then she needs to have the information, she needs to have the power, and she needs to demand that from the people around her. The other thing that I find super, super annoying about her is Mircea, or however you say his name. I don't even care enough about him to find out how to say his name. Her continuing relationship with him. I understand that when she was young and more inexperienced, he was handsome, I guess. He was the first big relationship that she had because she had been so sheltered as a kid. So I understand getting together with him initially. That's not the issue. The issue is that she continues to stay with him. Let me tell you the reasons why she shouldn't stay with him. Some of them are more subjective than others. One, none of the descriptions of him sound really attractive to me. He's like super muscular and with like really long hair, and he's, I don't know. He doesn't sound that attractive to me whenever she describes him. Second reason, he's a vampire. I'm not really into vampires. I know some people are. That's fine. But I'm not into vampires unless they're named William the Bloody. So, the third reason is the least subjective one. It's the reason that she really should break up with him. There's no getting around this. He is a huge ass. He controls her all the time. He's always looking out for his own interest with her. He's very Edward Cullen-y, actually. He limits where she can go. He limits who she can see, what she knows. He always is trying to keep her protected in a very jailer type way. He's often like a prisoner, or she's often like a prisoner under his guard, and she even says that to him sometimes. She realizes it. So what are you doing? And he married her without her knowledge. She didn't know that it was like the vampire marriage ceremony, and he married her, and he knew that she didn't know. And he just keeps insisting, oh yeah, but you're my wife, and it's really creepy. And he never respects anything that she says or does. Which brings me to why I decided to read this book, because in the fifth book, she starts to actually realize that there is this guy who has been protecting her and helping her and not controlling her like a super controlling asshole this whole time. So she starts to realize that John Pritkin is there and that he is actually helping her, and he actually respects her as a person. I mean, he does sometimes scold her. They have a very argument-based relationship, but there's no hard feelings behind any of it. They clearly respect each other, and he does, like, when he's scolding her, he's trying to help her, trying to empower her to take control of her life and her power. He's trying to improve her health or whatever. He's helping her, and he also respects her and her abilities and her person. He respects her. So why is she not with him? Well, the fifth book definitely had hints that was going to happen. And then, of course, because we can't have a full resolution on that kind of thing, he gets kidnapped by his father into hell, one of the hell realms. And so that is kind of the plot of this book, is that she goes to rescue him from hell. And obviously things don't always go as planned, but I liked this book so much better than the fifth book, and I think the fourth book, maybe even the third one, because there was almost no Mircea, or whatever his name is. He was almost non-existent in this book, and that made me really happy. And of course, she was trying to rescue Pritkin, and there was lots of craziness with Pritkin and her, and I really liked it, and I'm definitely going to read the next one. So, yeah. So what I can say about this book is that, or about this series, is that the first couple books are great. The next couple ones you kind of have to slog through if you have any bit of feminism in your soul whatsoever. And then it starts to get better, and I really hope that she ends this on a high note as far as that goes.